BusinessJournalDaily.com. 3 Minutes With is brought to you by...
I want to retire knowing we did it right. We want
to know that it's been worth something.
It's worth everything.
Be intentional about your worth. Farmers National Bank Wealth Management.
The challenge many businesses face, however, is that while new employees or any employees want flexibility, the businesses still need to produce revenue, generate high-quality services, attract new business, and sometimes there's a challenge in how you go about doing that and what your newer employees might want to do. I think there are a couple of areas that are really important to many of the students that are graduating these days. One is having some flexibility, and working a fixed 12-hour day is not necessarily of great interest to a lot of them, so they do value their flexibility. And for many of the students, they've got multiple interests. So they want to do their job, they want to do a good job, they want to have a successful career, but they're also interested in making a difference and being involved in the community. For employees, for business leaders who are 50, 60 years old, it was always expected if you're going to move up in the organization, you're going to be involved in the community, you're going to be on boards, you'll have board leadership roles. One of the challenges is how do you communicate that to your newer employees who may not have the same set of expectations or interests? And that is an ongoing challenge, and I don't think we can just say this younger generation. Every organization is a multi-generational workplace. And many organizations, many employees, male or female, also want that flexibility. It may just be something that's more prevalent with the newer college graduates. Organizations may not be able to offer that commitment for 30 or 40 years. I mean, we have wonderful examples of that here in the Mahoning Valley where people have built their entire careers with one organization. Whether or not that will continue, nationally, organizations are much more agile, their restructuring is needed, there are more mergers than acquisitions. So what's important for that young professional is that they have that strong toolbox, if you will, of knowledge, skills, and experiences so they can maintain their marketability. Whether they stay with their current organization, whether they get absorbed into a new organization, or whether they decide to change careers completely, that the greatest sense of job security or greatest way in which they can ensure their own job security is to retain their marketability. And some research refers to this as a career lattice, where the traditional approach was get a job and move up in the organization or move up in the next organization. Whereas these days there's a bit more of a trend of people doing more of a zigzag kind of career path, where they're looking for the opportunities, maybe the new experiences they can have, the new skills they can develop, and they're not solely focused on moving up in the hierarchy. We would be well served to realize we have a lot of strengths in the Mahoning Valley, but at the same time, we are competing across the country, not only in the goods and services that our organizations provide, but in the talent that we want to recruit. And companies need to, as our manufacturers are, they realize that they have to be on par or better than companies anywhere else.
BusinessJournalDaily.com. 3 Minutes With is brought to you by...
I want to retire knowing we did it right. We want
to know that it's been worth something.
It's worth everything.
Be intentional about your worth. Farmers National Bank Wealth Management.